Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Factorio with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to our little oil outpost. Off camera, I've done actually very little. Normally, this is the part where I tell you about my exploits, where I've gone out into the world and changed it for the better of our factory, but this time, I have really did very little. I've not had time for Factorio, starting to play Ark again, starting to play a few new games in the background, and well, this game got a little bit neglected, so we're going to be changing that today. The first thing I would like to do, which a lot of you suggested, and honestly it's a very smart thing indeed, would be to add a lovely storage tank here, meaning when we're not here, the oil is still being pumped, rather than simply being completely wasted. I really wish we could turn this to its side, but apparently not, and I honestly thought we could, so that's annoying me more than it should. Because that's the efficient way of doing it. There we are. So from now on there will be a lovely oil reserve at all times, and then of course these crates can hold everything else. Yep, these will hold the empty crates if there's spare, so that's all well and good. In fact, we should put more crates into the train when we can, and by crates I mean oil barrels. That's actually what I'm referring to, which we could make really quickly now. Not that we really need them actually, because at the moment we are having the issue where we're not processing oil. Well, sorry, we're processing oil so fast, we're not using it. We're not using the oil we've got. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and enter this train, and we're going to go back. The next thing I would like to work towards then is getting more iron into the system. So very similar to the train system, very likely we're just going to use the train system to ferry iron from either here or somewhere towards the east back into the factory, because that's now our biggest issue. The one thing I would like to stress is we're not actually too far from finishing the game, because this is the finishing of the game, and we're already making everything needed for it, with the alien science packs being actually remarkably easy, and we've got loads upon loads currently spare. So we are now in the late game, we are now in the end game. We'll just start picking things which are more fun, because we could rush the end incredibly quickly now. In fact, we could work towards this, but for now let's just pick something fun. So we have the logistic robots. The inserter item stack size would be cool, especially with the train, so that's probably what I'm going to go with. I don't think I'm ever going to use the logistics system because I'm quite a simple person. Do we really need the assembly machine Mark III? Crafts items that require up to 5 ingredients. I have no idea what would ever need 5 ingredients. Ah ha ha ha! There we go. How about the rocket silo that needs 5? Okay, so clearly there's a few things that will need that eventually, but not right now. Maybe we could get the logistics system. It would mean we could have it all drone powered back at the station, back at our main factory. Not too actually, no, what we should do is start messing around with modules. Modules are what we need to do. We haven't used a single one yet, and they would massively help our factory with minimum effort. So today, that's our goal. Play around with modules, figure out which ones we actually want to use, and insert them where necessary. As you can tell, I'm incredibly organised today at the Lathrixian Railways. Back at the factory, so let's have a quick look at what the modules actually do. So we have the speed module, increases machine speed at the cost of increased energy consumption. At the moment, we have a lot of spare energy, so actually that straight away is something which could be really good. I wonder, does that perhaps work with the oil reserves of our lovely oil refineries? Oh, it does. Okay, that's something cool. At the moment, we are actually filled with petroleum gas and light oil. Of course, the light oil is being turned into the gas, so it's just the gas being completely filled at the moment, since, well, we're making everything at peak capacity that needs oil. It's simply the iron now that's holding us back. As you can see, all of the iron lines simply aren't being filled. We need way more iron, and we need the faster tracks. So perhaps that's what else we need to do, is just get a fast transport belt creator sorted. And I am going to be so lazy and so bad in doing this, by the way. So I am very sorry, because I'm about to do something remarkably stupid. For the glory of all mankind, of course. Where's my normal tracks? There we are. Okay, so at the moment we are having excess in the way of these lovely cogs. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use a smart inserter, put that there. Any spare cogs that aren't consumed by these, I want to just be taken from there. That then goes and goes, yay, all the way to here, in which I'm going to put a single... Where are you? Do I actually have any... Yep, there's one. An assembly machine there, which is going to take the cogs and the transport belts from... let's put it a bit lower. Let's put it to here instead. So it's got these two feeding it, and then it's going to create, of course, the fast transport belts. That's nice and easy. Once again, I just have loads of these in my inventory, so that's just what we're going to be using the smart inserters for this. You... transport belts. You... iron gears. Those ones. There we are. And let there be power, and let this... Ooh, I know what this should feed into. This should feed into one of these special chests, shouldn't it? Not just a normal chesty, cratey thing. Passive provider chest for the construction and the player. Yep, that's exactly what I want, because it means I can actually request them when I'm in range of my lovely drones, giving them a little bit more purpose, because at the moment they have pretty much none, honestly. We do have a couple lying around, but they're doing nothing. Are they actually in range right now? That's a good question. We have this one here. No, we don't have one here, do we? So what else we need then is another Roboport. So let's go ahead and make that quickly in our inventory. We'll put that down, and that way, whenever I'm nearby, we can grab the fast transport belts with minimal effort from us. Yay! We can be lazy. I like being lazy. It's kind of in my nature, honestly. You are steel. I'll take you. Look how little iron is going through. We really, really need more iron. We need it going faster as well, because we have more furnaces than we can possibly actually fill at the moment, because of how slow the transport is. And then for the provider chest, we'll just make that. Okay, so back in a oh, what do you have them? So back in a second, when all of that's done. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're a smart inserter, aren't you? Which makes you really annoying. There we are. Our first couple of fast transport belts. Actually being made pretty quick. Although it looks like we might need to increase the speed of these going in. So let's just move this here. While I'm building, something to do, I suppose. You. And then two of these rather than just one. Gears as previous. And gears as previous. I may have forgot the shortcut then to copy and paste. Now I've actually remembered it. Well done me. Okay, now the Roboports are all sorted. It does need to be in the orange area, sadly, for the logistic robots, which means now I am actually getting the fast transport belts when I ask for them. For instance, if I now wanted 300, we can just about see there, because how zoomed out we have to be, the logistic robots going towards me now, all of them holding the transport belts. I'm also increasing their cargo size so they can take more at a time, which is pretty darn awesome, because it means while I'm replacing everything, I'll be constantly being refreshed, which is fairly epic. Now, with that out the way, let's have another look at our modules, because last time I just looked at the speed module, then kind of gave up. We also have the efficiency module and the productivity module. The efficiency module is very self-explanatory. Things cost less energy. That's really good, and I think I will be putting this in everything if they don't want the speed or the productivity. The productivity is a weird one, and seems really cool, depending on what it actually does. And that's the thing, I'm not 100% certain on what it actually does. It sounds simple, but then when you start thinking about it, it's a little bit weird. Machine will create extra products at a cost of increased energy consumption. More energy, then you get more products. But does that simply mean you're going to get, let's say, this creates one of these advanced circuits at a time? In fact, I think it might make two. I'm not sure actually, I think it actually doesn't just make one. So let's say it makes one of these a time. If I have a productivity module, does it have a chance of making two? Because if we look at the module, and this is why it's a little bit weird for me, the productivity is only plus 4%. That obviously isn't double, so it mustn't always have the increase. That can't be the case, because if it was the case, it would be 100% bonus, which would make speed modules kind of pointless, honestly. So I'm assuming then, it's just a chance of giving extra products, which is kind of weird, honestly, and I don't think I really like that too much. Although it must be rigged so it always does it over a set amount of time, because Factorio isn't really based around luck, it's based around facts. This will work with this, will work with this is the best way of doing this, just flat out, and every other way is inferior. I can't imagine this being truly random. That's something I'll need to look up. The speed module and the efficiency module are definitely things I will be looking into, especially though the efficiency module. That just seems really freaking awesome, and it's quite cheap. The advanced circuits and the electronic circuits, which we're currently making electronic circuits here, we could quite easily split these two off, and then we actually have the plastic right here. So if we split and stole from both of these, we could very easily just add one producer here and then make loads of efficiency modules and then very, very quickly fill everything up with them. And that way we would never have power issues again, because we're already having excess power. If we lower everything's power consumption by 20+%, that's kind of amazing. Of course, though, if we look in here, there is this, efficiency module number 2. Now, this takes the processing units, and that's kind of interesting on itself, because the processing units I can't make by hand. They require sulfuric acid. Now that's a little bit more complex, but at the moment, as you can probably see, everything's at an almost standstill because we don't have enough iron. Like always, we just don't have enough of it, and I really do think at this stage, if we can speed up this section here with the fast transport belts, this will actually help us a bit, because we're definitely mining iron faster than we're transporting. As you can see, we have a bottleneck here. So if we can speed this up, we can probably get a lot more iron into the system before we do the trains. So today is more of an upgrade day. Today is a factory upgrade. Oh, my lord! Okay, how the hell did you get in? That was kind of terrifying. Ah, this is a problem. Because now we need the faster underground. Can you just do that with that as well? Okay, excellent. I love that they understand that you're going to be upgrading as you go, so they make it so you just have to click on the thing you're upgrading rather than removing it. That makes life so much easier. Okay, with that increase, there we go, and final one, and then back to this, and we have our first fast transport belt line. So now, in theory, we should be getting a lot more iron into the generators. Oh, look at that! All those lovely furnaces, not generators, are all online. Oh, that's glorious. That is so lovely to see. It won't last forever, of course, because the bottleneck is now cleaned out, so over time that's going to fix itself. But even so, we're under attack here still? Wow, they must have just ran straight past my lasers. That's really annoying. We need to make some more laser turrets to put in this area over here, clearly. But still, as we can see now, there's a lot more iron coming in the system. And actually, now we need to speed this up because there's a new bottleneck. I'm okay with that, though. Having bottlenecks like that just shows that everything else is working. We aren't making these fast enough, though, because we need more iron. That's amazing. To fix the bottleneck, we need the thing which actually makes iron. Which uses iron. That's a little bit annoying, honestly. You can go there, you can go there. And let's just replace some of these. No. That way, there we go. And my inventory's full, so I'll just quickly... Oh, I know where to put these. Hello. You can have these. Enjoy. Build with them. And now what I'm going to quickly do is go ahead and replace all of the main transport bus with these. Is that going to slow us down? I don't know. Does that slow us... I think it does. I think that is slowing us down. Yeah, look how slow they go through. Okay. There is a fast version of that, though, isn't there? Okay, I'm going to need fast splitters. I'm also going to need a load more underground belts, so I'll make those and replace as we go, so the main bus is being supplied a lot faster. As you can see, now the bottleneck has been cleaned. Sadly, we are back to not getting that much iron in, but definitely more iron than we were. And soon, we'll have trains. Oh, on a side note, I've turned on the steam engines again, because honestly, screw pollution, we're going to piss off every single alien anyway. Okay, I've encountered a problem that I think might not actually be a problem at all, but is definitely worth testing out. As you can see, when the iron goes through this splitter, it's all being polarized to one side. It's no longer being split evenly on both sides of the track. Now, I think the reason is, because the iron's going through so fast, it's simply, well, there's not enough iron to need to be split on both sides. Whereas over here, as we can see, it's on both. So I'm really hoping it isn't the case of that's what the fast splitter does, and it's just the case of not enough iron to actually split evenly. If we change that, yeah, okay, so that's definitely the case, and just because some iron's being fed off, there's not enough iron to be left. At least I hope that's the case. Also, we have absolutely loads of these now, transport belt-wise, and I think we need to put a bit of a limiter on this. So let's say there. Yeah, 3 sets of 50, that should be enough. 150 at any given time stacked there should be fine. Most of the track has now been changed, a few cases haven't, as we can see here. But once this is done, I don't think I really need to bother down here, because there just isn't enough iron to really cause an issue. But now that's going through so fast, it's not getting all stocked up, so that's really good. As you can see, we have more furnaces online, so now we have more iron into the system without actually increasing our input. That was pretty good, and I feel clever. Well, not clever, I feel like I was actually useful. And that's pretty much that. So, efficiency modules. We are going to need so many of these, and I don't think I'm going to bother with getting the module 2 anytime soon. I think we should just stick with the module 1. Actually, does this... yeah, this actually needs the regular efficiency module anyway, so what I'm going to do, like I say, is just steal from excess. Steal from the excess of you. Now, do I actually want to do it this way? Here's the problem. I want this to be backed up as much as possible, but yeah, okay, we're going to do it anyway, just because eventually we're not going to continue to use it all. Oh, there we are. My inventory isn't full though. Look, I have space. Weird. So, what I was trying to say before, and saying it absolutely dreadfully, is that the lovely things we're going to be making, the efficiency modules, we're not going to keep on making forever, which means we are going to allow all of these things to get backed up again, because the efficiency modules, at least for the time being, aren't going to be used in a recipe for the efficiency module number 2, because I can't be bothered with all of that, as it's a bit too much effort for not enough payout, in my opinion, so far. At least until we have to use the, where are you? The processing units for some of the more late game stuff. Once I'm making processing units and we have a area set up for that, then of course it'll be a different story, but for now, it's a limited production, which means it isn't that bad. Also, I do not need that many, but screw it, we're going to have that many anyway, because inefficiency is fun. Passive provider chest goes there, and create the efficiency modules! That takes loads of electronic circuits. I don't know why, but I decided it's funny. We're going to add 2 speed modules here, because that is really, really slow. And actually, those are really expensive stuff. Maybe 1 efficiency module, 1 productivity. See what happens. I mean, I wanted to test out how the productivity module actually works anyway, so why not? This would be a good time to test it. So, speed module goes in, and we can... well, see it. That's pretty darn awesome. Massive energy consumption, though. That is really powering through power. And productivity module is only usable on... oh, hello. On intermediate products. What is an intermediate product? I don't know. Are you an intermediate? I don't know, because you haven't got the proper one we need. Can I just replace that like that? Excellent, okay. Well, we're learning a lesson today, aren't we? So, are you an intermediate product? You are! Oh, look at that! That's really cool. So as you build that, it basically charges up this second one, which will eventually give you extra. Okay. I really like that you can only put it in things it actually works in. Well done, game. That's really nice. You can also make extra oil. That's actually really cool. That is actually really, really cool. It's a shame we can't use it on these circuits, though. Oh, actually, no, can't we use it on circuits? We can use it on these as well. Okay, so the module itself we can't use it, but on these we can. This is the type of thing I would like, because it means we're using less plastic, which means we're using less oil. And then if we put it on the plastic creator and on the oil itself, we get loads more oil than we originally intended, because it's all going to stack up. And I'm assuming, if we make another one, I'm assuming we can put more than one efficiency module into one assembly machine. Today has been a really good learning experience, and now I'm starting to think about how I actually want to do all this. Of course, sadly, this does increase pollution, but at the same time, it also decreases pollution. Not by as much as it increases, but because we're going to need less raw products. Yeah, as we can see, yeah, that's definitely increased. Can you stack them by any chance? No, okay. That's really cool. Maybe then productivity in everything that requires iron and oil, energy for everything else. Sorry, efficiency for everything else. I think efficiency is just a good default. Efficiency is a very good default, especially for ones like this, which I assume, because it isn't an intermediate product, an intermediary product, we can't put one of these in here. Which means it'd be nice if they simply cost less power. And wow, we are so low on iron at the moment, it is actually ridiculous. Yeah, we are making nowhere near enough iron at the moment. So, can't use it on that. Intermediate product. We could use it on these if we saw fit. Which would mean they'll be using less iron. Yeah, so for now, we'll just go ahead and we'll start putting these in everything we can. Is there a faster way of putting them in? I would like if I could just click it and it goes in instead of doing this all the time, but that's pretty darn awesome, because both of these then are going to remove 30% energy from this, so that's minus 60% energy consumption per one of these. And I assume then, we can use it on the furnace. Oh, I just had a thought. I just had a thought indeed. Let's make some of these. Oh, actually, I just thought I can actually steal those. I'm thinking of lots of things. Efficiency module, give me all the efficiency modules. Hopefully it'll actually take from the chest. Should do, as long as I'm in the orange sphere of influence. And let's want less of those for a second. There we are. Did I just walk out of the orange sphere because everything just stopped coming towards me then for a second? Oh no, it's because it's holding those. There we are, there's one of my efficiency modules. The question I have is, does the electric furnace accept modules? And that means we can make extra iron. We can make extra iron at the cost of a lot more power, 80% extra power and more pollution. We are going to make 8% extra iron per furnace if we do this to every single one. Now, of course, that's a lot of power, and probably enough power to make me actually suffer, but if we make everything else more energy efficient, we could start thinking about that. Now, I'm not saying that's actually what I'm going to end up doing, but it's certainly something to think about, and actually these would also do well with the efficiency modules, because these cost a lot of energy. They drain 6 kilowatts. And if we're, sorry no, energy consumption is 72 kilowatts rather, a little bit higher, minus 60% with that one. Normally it's 180 each. That's a lot. That's more than, how much power does a single solar panel give? I can't remember at full capacity. Oh, maximum is only 60, so we're saving like over one solar panel per one. That's pretty darn awesome. That is actually a lot to think about, and that's the problem. A lot of actuallys, a lot of problems, but I really want to start using modules now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the episode here. I'm sorry it's been a little bit jumbled today, but like I say, I've been neglecting Factorio for a bit, and now I'm getting back into it. I have to kind of relearn some of the basics, but I really want to mess around more with the modules, especially the cheaper modules, just because it's easier to make them, and we can basically put them everywhere pretty darn quickly. Oh, I've just noticed something though. Plus 6% productivity for 40% pollution, which makes that more efficient per pollution, I think? plus 4% for 30%, plus 6% for 40%. Yeah, okay, yeah. So these are also more efficient for their downside in comparison to their upside, by the looks of it, but not in terms of energy consumption, though. 40, 60, 4%, 6%. Oh, never mind then. It's not really a big deal then. Okay, so we can just quickly make all of these very cheap modules, put them everywhere, and then consider upgrading them in the future. But for now, it would be lovely if we could make everything 60% less consuming. So, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Factorio is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Next time, we will continue to upgrade our factory, and we'll make plans to get some more iron into the system. As much as speeding up all of that really does help, we also simply need more product as well. We just don't have enough ore currently going into the system to feed our current factory. And we're going to be increasing in size as we want some of the more complex stuff, like the wonderful processing unit, and plenty of more stuff like that. And I even want to automate the creation of drones. We've got a lot to do in limited time.